Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Listen. And this is another scene from The Silence of the Lambs. This is the scene where Clarice, Starling, returns to the cell block. And this time she knows something important has changed. The first visit was about testing boundaries. Boundaries are limits of acceptable behavior. This visit is about negotiation. A negotiation is just a discussion to reach an agreement. So the first visit was about testing boundaries. This visit is all about negotiation. She's no longer here just to ask questions. She's here to make a deal, to reach an agreement through exchange, to make a deal. And at the end of the corridor, Dr. Hannibal Lecter is waiting again, calm, observant, and completely at ease. At ease means relaxed and confident. He's completely at ease. But this time Clarice understands the rules. Lecter reminds Clarice of his condition, his terms. There's no free information, no charity, no interviews like the others, only quid pro quo. This is something for something. And this phrase is crucial, not just to the story, but to understanding power dynamics, how power is distributed and exercised. Power dynamics. Lecter believes that truth must be earned, obtained through effort or sacrifice. Clarice agrees, but cautiously. She offers small, controlled pieces of her personal history. This is a calculated risk, a risk taken after careful thought, a calculated risk. She gives just enough to move the conversation forward, but not enough to lose control. Or so she thinks. This is what she thinks. There's a game beneath this conversation. Lecter is listening carefully, but he also reads between the lines. To read between the lines means to understand hidden meaning. He's less interested in what Clarice says than why she says it. He pushes her to go deeper. He wants emotion, memory, and fear. Clarice realizes at this point that Lecter is not collecting facts. He's collecting what we call leverage. Leverage is an advantage used to influence someone. Every personal detail becomes a tool, and this is what makes the exchange, the conversation, dangerous. Information flows both ways, but power does not. Clarice begins to understand the real cost of quid pro quo, something for something. The currency is not money. Currency is what is used for exchange. And in this situation, the currency is not money. It's confession, revealing personal or painful truths. Confession. She talks about her childhood, her isolation, her desire, her wishes to escape the limitations of her past. Limitations are restrictions or obstacles, and she's trying to escape these restrictions from her past. Lecter listens gently, but there's no comfort here, only analysis. only judgment. This is where Clarice needs to hold her ground. To hold your ground means to refuse to give up your position. If she gives too much, she loses herself. If she gives too little, she loses the case. Lecter will just stop talking. In return, Lecter offers insights into Buffalo Bill, the killer they are looking for. He doesn't give names or locations, but patterns. He explains that the killer doesn't want to destroy. He wants to transform, to change completely. Transform means to change completely. And this is a crucial, important shift in understanding. Lecter reframes the crime psychologically, related to the mind psychologically, not physically. Clarice listens closely, putting the pieces together, trying to understand the full picture. She's putting the pieces together. This is how investigations move forward, not through action, but through interpretation. But eventually, Lecter demands a deeper truth from her. And Clarice speaks about the lambs. As a child, she heard them screaming, helpless, terrified, waiting to be slaughtered. Slaughtered means killed violently. She tried to save them, but she failed. And this memory explains everything. It explains her career, her empathy, and her obsession with saving victims. Lecter understands this instantly. He exposes the core of her motivation, her reason for acting, if you like. Clarice wants the screaming to stop. She still hears it. This isn't weakness, it's purpose. So Lecter gives Clarice what she came for, but only partially, not completely. Just enough to move the case forward, enough to keep her coming back. And this is the final truth of quid pro quo. The exchange is never equal. Lecter controls the pace here. The pace, the speed, and the rhythm. Lecter controls the pace here. Pace is speed and rhythm. He controls the depth. And he controls when the conversation ends. Clarice leaves stronger, but she's also exposed. She's left vulnerable. She's gained insight. She's learnt a lot, but she's also paid a price. So some of the key vocabulary from this scene. A negotiation is a discussion aimed at reaching agreement. Boundaries are personal or professional limits. Leverage. This is an advantage used to influence others. Currency is what is exchanged to gain something. Confessions are revealing personal truths. Transformation, this is complete change. Motivation, reason behind actions. Some of the phrasal verbs here: to make a deal, this is to reach an agreement. To read between the lines, this is to understand hidden meanings. To hold your ground, this is to refuse to give in. To put the pieces together, this is to understand the whole situation. To move forward, to make progress. And to pay a price, this is to suffer consequences. Quid pro quo is a mutual exchange, something given for something received. So this scene teaches us a hard lesson about communication. Every conversation has a cost. Every truth demands courage. Clarice learns that understanding evil does not come from distance, it comes from closeness. And Lecter shows that power is not about force. It's about knowing exactly what someone wants and making them say it out loud. And that's everything for today. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to share, subscribe. This is Listen. Until next time, bye-bye for now.